Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome back to the Bhagavad Gita Study Circle. And we are in 178th session of the Bhagavad Gita Study Circle. So, we are discussing chapter number 18, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. So, there are some very important concepts Krishna is talking about in this chapter. He is actually talking about how there are different things categorized in three major important subsections or sections, that is sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. So basically, everything that we do falls under this category of sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic, and this is how you can actually bring in a lot of clarity to yourself when you know about these three modes of nature, the three gunas. Hare Krishna, Divik, welcome to the session. So
Krishna
there are
Prabhu.
some Hare Krishna. So there are some nice things Krishna is going to talk about today also. And before we actually start discussing the chapter, let us begin with the pranam mantras. It will all be displayed on the screen, so kindly join your palms and then chant along with me. Let's dedicate the session to His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON and my beloved spiritual master. So let us begin. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Hare Krishna. So once again, welcome back all of you for the Bhagavad Gita study cycle, all those who have joined on StreamYard and YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. So in the previous session, we had discussed until verse number 35. We also have Lakshmi Mataji joining us on YouTube. Thank you so much. So, so verse number 35, what is that verse number 35? Let us understand. Krishna basically spoke about in the previous sessions about three important things about what is jnana, what is karma, what is karta, right? And then along with these three, that is jnana, karma, and karta, that is knowledge, action, and doer in three modes. Then he explained about what is buddhi, because for performing any action, buddhi is also important. Intelligence is required. So intelligence also in three types: sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Then he also explained about dhritihi, determination, also in three modes: sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. So for anything to happen, right, we need these five factors: karma, jnana, the doer, karta, then there is buddhi, intelligence, and then we also need dhritihi, determination. So when we have all these put together, then there can be any action, right? So all these three things, now if we understand, see what happens if we analyze this in even in a deeper way. Now, some people may have knowledge which is very sattvic, but their actions might not be matching the knowledge. There might be some gap. By actions, they are very rajasic, right? Some people might be very rajasic, they have knowledge of very sattvic knowledge, but they are not able to use it. Huh? All these different combinations are possible. Somebody has dhritihi, determination, but the determination is rajasic in nature or tamasic in nature. So, when we have all these things properly analyzed for ourselves, then we know where to attack, where to work on. Basically, way to attack means way to attack our own mind and try to rectify it. So that's why when we know where we fall, which category we fall, oh yes, in terms of knowledge I'm rajasic, oh yes, in terms of dhriti I'm sattvic. So when we have these mix and matches, and it's not constant also, many times we go up and down, up and down. Our knowledge sometimes becomes very sattvic, sometimes very rajasic. Sometimes our determination is very sattvic, goes down. Intelligence sometimes sattvic and then rajasic. So there is a constant fluctuation. Life is not like it is constant in only one place. It will be there, very static. No, life is always very dynamic. And when I say dynamic, anything can happen. There are certain things which are in your control, certain things which are not in your control, right? But if you have understood these principles properly, then irrespective of what is happening in your external world, dynamically a lot of changes are happening and it is bound to happen. How can you remain unaffected? See, ultimately, what is our whole thing? Why we are supposed to be unaffected? Prabhu, what is the problem if I just go with the flow? People talk, right? Go with the flow. No. If you just go with the flow, then there is a problem. Because then you will be a part of the fluctuation. And why that fluctuation is a problem? Because you want happiness which is not fluctuating. Ultimately, we are doing everything for what? To be happy, right? And that is what Krishna is going to talk about now, next. Now, being happy, remaining happy constantly, eternally, is what we are actually looking for. Spontaneous, every time we want to be happy, every moment we want to be happy. And every action that we are doing is actually ultimately for what? It is to be happy. But if you are getting fluctuated by these things, that's a problem. So if you can be so strong from within that external situations will not disturb you, then that's a great first step to remain happy all the time. First step. Of course, then you realize yourself, you know your true potential, and then there is internal work to do. And if you can do that, then happiness is a byproduct actually. If you can remain yourself spiritually strong, happiness is byproduct. It is bound to happen. Automatically you will not seek happiness anything outside. You will start seeking happiness within yourself because happiness is your true nature. You want to be happy all the time. Now the question is, am I happy all the time? If I'm not happy all the time, then what is that affecting me? Now what is that affecting you? If you start analyzing, then you'll see, somewhere these things are incorrect. Somewhere these things are disturbed. Either it is my karma, either my knowledge is not perfect, either I'm doing something that is not correct, or it might be my intelligence, I'm not very strong enough, or my determination itself is weak. So somewhere these things have to be set right so that I can be happy all the time. If these things are set properly within us, inside, then nothing outside can disturb us. This is the power of knowledge. This is the power of this Bhagavad Gita. Right? Getting the point? So now let us understand verse number 36. So until Dhritihi, Tamasic Dhritihi, we had discussed. And what is that Tamasic Dhritihi? It was discussed that Yaya Swapnam Bhayam Shokam Vishadam Madam Evacha Na Vimushyati Durmeda Dhritihi Sapartha Tamasi. So Dhritihi Sapartha Tamasi. We have discussed about how a person, he always is dreaming, he is fearful, lamenting, you know, then Vishada, very morose and mad, mother means he's mad with all material concepts, right? So when such a person is there and he's doing all these things with lot of dhriti, he wants to remain in a dreaming state, daydreaming, they say, right? Some people are very determined and they justify their bhayam, they justify their shokam. So such a person, he has determination, but that is misdirected. So now Krishna is talking about happiness in three modes. So this is also very interesting. So let us understand one by one. So Achyutanji, unmute yourself. Let's begin with verse number 36. सुखं त्विदानीं त्रिविधम्
सुखं त्वविदिनं त्रिविधम्
शृणु मे भरतर्षभ
शृणु मे भरतर्षभ
अभ्यासाद्रमते यत्र
अभ्यसारमते यत्र
दुःखान्तं च निगच्छति.
दुःखान्तं न दुःखान्नं च निगच्छति.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
O best of the Bharatas, now please hear from me about the three kinds of happiness by which the conditioned soul enjoys, and by which he sometimes comes to the end of all distress. Hare Krishna.
Okay, let's also chant the verse number 37. Here, Krishna is very basically straightforward. He's saying, "Oh, best of the Bharatas, so please hear from me. What is that? Three kinds of happiness. See, we talk only happiness or distress, but Krishna is now talking about happiness only in three types. There are three types of happiness, which are conditioned soul enjoys, and by which sometimes comes to an end of all distress. Okay, let us understand that, but let us also chant the next word, verse number 37. Hmm? Yat tadagre visham iva
यत्तद् अग्रे विषम् इव
परिणामे परिणामे मृतोपमम्
परिणामे मृतोपमम्
तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम्
तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम्
आत्मबुद्धिप्रसादजम्.
आत्मा बुद्धि प्रसादजम्.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
That which in the beginning may be just like poison, but at the end is just like nectar, and which awakens one to the self-realization, is said to be the happiness in the mode of goodness. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So this is very interesting. This verse at least, we should ingrain in our brains. Very important. What is Krishna saying? That which in the beginning may just like be poison, very difficult, but at the end is just like nectar, and which awakens one to self realization is said to be happiness in the mode of goodness. Now, this is something very interesting to know, very, very important. The agre visham. What is that? Agre visham? Agre visham means at a very initial state, it is like visha, it is like poison. Who likes to have poison? Nobody. And only a very distressed, confused, mentally retarded person will think of having poison. Nobody likes poison. A great poison. I mean, very initial state, it is like poison. Poison in the beginning. Satvikam Sukham it is called. But why it is called Satvikam Sukham? Yes, it might be poison in the beginning, but at the end, if it is giving you nectar, then it is Satvikam Sukham. Right? Actually, the example is our spirituality. Anything that you do in spiritual life, people like to smoke and drink. We say no, you cannot do what you want to do. You like it, but you cannot do it. So that means what? It is like poison. What? That instruction will be like a poison for them. Why are you telling me not to enjoy my life? No smoking, no drinking. What kind of a life is this? Getting up early morning by 3:30, 4 o'clock, it's poison. You cannot. Poison in the beginning. But because you're doing this, you're coming out of your bad habits slowly. And then because you're waking up early in the morning, Mangalarti time, gradually your consciousness is elevating. And that is giving you nice, wonderful joy, blissful life. Right? So what is happening with you? You are raising your consciousness higher and higher and higher. So what is happening? It is very poison in the beginning, very difficult. Spirituality is like that. It is very difficult in the beginning, but at the end, it is giving you nectar. What nectar? It is giving you moksha to Vaikuntha, isn't it? Mastering the mind. You tell, oh, master, sit in the one quiet place and meditate or chant Hare Krishna mantra. It is so difficult to control the mind. It is poison. Meditation for them, initially it is very big poison. They cannot take it. It is difficult, right? See, our mind going outside, wandering in the external things is very easy. People like it, they enjoy it. But moving inside, taking our consciousness inside, our thoughts inside, huh, contemplating, deeply meditating on who am I, what is going on. When you see your own self properly, little reflect on what is happening with you inside, then it is very difficult. People don't have time. They don't have that ability to go inside and look outside for themselves. It's very difficult. Very few can achieve this. So all these things may be very difficult in the beginning because people are actually outside. They're focusing outside. But the main thing is it is nectar. It is nectar in the later stage. See, before Amrita comes, no, poison comes. During the Samudra Mantana also, Amrita, nectar did not come first. Poison came first. So similarly, in your life also, when you begin spirituality, you are churning your mind. Constantly you are churning good, bad, right? Right, wrong, right, wrong. You're churning, your mind is churning. So in this churning process, initially, there will be difficulties. That difficulty is troublesome. But then when you overcome that, then slowly with that churning, gradually you will also get nectar. And that is what we want. Happiness that is eternal, that is constant. Initially it will be difficult. So spiritual life is always difficult. Initially. Later on, once you're convinced, when you are actually walking the path, no problem at all. Walking the path of dharma is difficult initially, but walking the path of dharma, once you are used to it, it is very easy. No problem. Sensuous life is very easy. You can easily indulge because senses are there, sense objects are there. Things can happen very quickly. But to control them is not so easy, right? So it is initially very difficult to control. It is poison. Visham, it is Visham, Agre, right? That's why in spiritual life we need patience, a lot of patience. How much patience do we need? Huh? It is said if you take a blade of grass in your mouth and with that blade of grass you dip it in the ocean and then try to take few drops and throw it aside. With that blade of grass you take some water from the ocean and put it aside and you want to empty the ocean like that. That much patience is required in spiritual life. Not so easy. People think that okay, I can go to the temple and I will chant and no, it is all easy, of course, in Kali Yuga, made easy, but still, you see the kind of environment we are in, so disturbed environment. Although the process, spiritual process in Kali Yuga is made simple, at the same time, there are so many temptations which were unheard of in Satyuga are there today, and that is disturbing us constantly, right? So, even the most easiest process of Krishna consciousness seems very difficult for people in Kali Yuga, right? So, such happiness now, which is with lot of patience you are taking it forward with you in your spiritual journey. Where does it come from? It is coming from atma buddhi, means it is not coming from outside, it is coming from inside. It is born out of our own mind. So a pure mind reflects only happiness, right? Only when an impure mind is there, it cannot reflect anything. It cannot reflect happiness only. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamahada vagni nirvapanam, right? श्रेय कैरव चंद्रिका वितरणम विद्यावधू जीवनम आनंदाम बुद्धिवर्धनम प्रतिपदम पूर्णामृत स्वादनम सर्वात्मस्नपनम परम विजयते श्री कृष्णा संकीर्तनम. Anandam buddhi vardhanam. Ananda will actually increase more and more when there is cheto darpanam arjanam, when your consciousness is cleansed, when the dust of your heart is cleansed, then that anandam buddhi vardhanam will happen automatically. Where that is coming from? It is coming from within. Happiness is not our outside job at all. Nothing outside of you can give you happy, make you happy. You cannot be happy from any external source. Please understand. Whatever happiness that we get from external material objects, It is not that object has happiness. It is actually you are pasting some happiness from your own self and putting it on it. I'll tell you. When you take a new mobile, we think that the mobile gives me happiness. No, the mobile is dead matter, a non-living thing. How can a dead matter, non-living thing can give you happiness? Not possible. Then why I become happy? Because just imagine now, very hypothetical situation. Look on top, look upwards, and then you spit. You spit. What will happen? When you spit, that spit will come and fall on your face only, right? When you spit looking upward, it will go and fall on yourself only, right? Similarly, the new mobile phone that you have taken has no happiness to give you. What is happening then? Your happiness, your Atma Buddhi, you throw it on that mobile phone. It is a dead matter. You give life to it, right? It has no happiness at all. Another example I'll give. You enjoy nice food, wonderful, delicious food, right? And in that delicious food, when you are enjoying nicely, somebody comes and tells you, "Hey, what kind of eater you are? So much you eat like a hog." If somebody tells you like this, that very nice, wonderful, delicious food that you have on the plate, will you be able to enjoy that food? You will feel disgusted. You will not enjoy that food when somebody complains or says something wrong about it, right? So you same food, same you, but you are actually what? You are getting disturbed. That same food will not give you pleasure, right? Similarly, you are wearing a very nice shirt, a very beautiful dress. You are looking very pretty and handsome, and everybody, 80% of your relatives will come and tell, "Oh, in a family function, you are looking so pretty. You are looking handsome. You are looking happy." You become so happy. Suddenly, one person will come and say, "Hey, what a dirty dress it is. You don't even look so beautiful in this. No, what? You're so handsome, but this dress is spoiling." That's it. Will you be able to be happy after that? That one comment is enough. All the 80, 90 comments, wonderful comments, you will forget, and then you will stick on to that one comment. Our happiness is gone. So that's why we are looking for happiness outside, which is not right. It is your own nature, and anything external that is actually giving you happiness, please understand, whether it is food, whether it is any gadget, whether it is a nice place, whether it is whatever outside, it is not that they can give you happiness. No dead thing can give you happiness. Only when you yourself take your happiness and paste it on something dead matter, that gives you happiness. So basically, you are eating your own happiness. Please understand. No dead matter, no dead thing which has no life cannot give you happiness. Please understand. They cannot give you happiness. So, what is happening basically is Atma Buddhi. So, that Sukham, when that comes from a lot of clarity, you know, when there is this is the happiness which there is no sense contact. This happiness you get without sense contact. Like Krishna says in the fifth chapter, he says what? ये ही संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःख योन एवते आद्यंतवंत कौंतेय Nateshu Ramate Buddha. He says that Yehi Samsparshaja Bhoga. When there is a samsparshaja, when there is sparsha between the senses and the sense object, it gives you what? It gives you some sort of enjoyment. It gives you pleasure. When the sense and sense object comes and contact, it gives you pleasure, that some sort of sensation. When I eat one nice rasgulla and put it on my tongue, it gives me some sensation, and I take that sensation to be happiness. Wrong. How can that sensation be happiness? And Adi Antavanta Kaunteya, it has a beginning, it has an end. Such thing cannot give you happiness. That means it is a happiness. One Rasgulla will give you happiness. The seventh or eighth Rasgulla will not give happiness. Adi Anta. So there is happiness in the beginning, then problem in the later. Right? So that means it's not real happiness. Very clear to understand. So, what Krishna is talking about sattvic happiness. It is poison in the beginning, but nectar in the end. This is what is happening. So, another important thing that Krishna is saying here, like he is saying, it is विषम परिणामे अमृतम तत्सुखम सात्विकम प्रोक्तम आत्मबुद्धि प्रसादम. It can become a habit. Krishna said what he said in the 36th verse. In the 36th verse, he said that Sukham to idam trividam shrunume bharatarshava abhyasat ramate yatra. What he's saying? Abhyasat ramate yatra. That means, abhyasa means what? If you're constantly doing it again and again and again, that means you can be, it can be made as a habit. Like sattvic happiness can be habit, rajasic can be happy, can be an habit, tamasic happiness can be a habit. So we can create a habit if you do it abhyasat constantly. So this is what Krishna is saying, Atma Buddhi. So now Sattvic Buddhi means what? It is a good addiction. It is an addiction which is good because you're getting up early in the morning, giving up all the nonsensical things, right? With a lot of clarity, understanding of the self, you are taking it forward. And this greater joy that you are experiencing is coming from where? It is coming from the inspiration of further action. Whenever you take inspiration from your own wonderful spiritual actions, you become more and more and more unhappy. So the intensity of your bliss is only increasing in this sattvic sukha. Initially it's only giving little trouble, but later on it is giving you lots and lots of exponential happiness, exponential bliss. So the lower joys of the senses cannot actually tempt you any time. There are so many great saints. They are not tempted by any of these lower things. Why? Because they are getting Atma Buddhi Sukha. The Sukha at the spiritual level. They are addicted to it. And because their addiction is so high, they don't want to get tempted by any of They don't get tempted by any of these things. So this is called sublimation. Sublimation means what? You are not suppressing your desire to be happy, but you are redirecting it. You are not simply, many times, what happens. Oh, because I have to, in spiritual life, what happens? Initially there's a lot of suppression. Oh, I cannot drink alcohol, I cannot do that, I cannot do this. Suppress, and one day it will blast. But here we are not talking about that. It is not suppression, it is sublimation. Sublimation, very smoothly it goes. You are taking higher pleasure, you are enjoying higher pleasure, and that's why it's very easy for you to give the lower pleasure. Just like when you're climbing the rope, right? When you're climbing the rope, you take one hand and then you catch hold on the top with one hand, and there is one more hand at the lower side, and then you pull with great force from one hand and then put the next hand on the top, right? So most of the time what is happening is, when we want to move up in life, we are focusing on the hand which is lower. We should not focus on the high hand which is lower. We should try and put our attention on the hand which is on the top, because that is what is actually holding and taking you on the top, right? You have to focus more of your strength on that thing, not on that which is holding on the lower side. As you move forward, up and up and up, you should always focus on the hand that is higher, that which is taking you forward in life. So that is how it is spiritual life. Focus not on the lower things that will give you happiness. You catch that which is giving you higher happiness. Getting? So very clear. Please understand, this is not a temporary happiness. It gives you trouble in the beginning, but lot of happiness in the end. This is sattvic sukha. Pain and then gain. Right? This is sattvic sukha. First, there is lot of stress and pain and difficulties. Later on, it is only joy, happiness, and bliss. This is what it is. Okay, so Hina Mataji, unmute yourself. Let's chant the 38th verse. Now, let us understand the next thing. What is the next thing? Okay, well, let me add Dev also and Vinodji also. Yes. Vishayendriya samyogad
विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात्
yattat agre mrutopamam
यत्तत् अग्रे मृतोपमम्
name vishamiva
परिणामे विषम् इव
tatsukam rajasam smritam.
तत्सुखम् राजसं स्मृतम्.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
That happiness, which is derived from contact of the senses with their objects, and which appears like nectar at first, but poison at the end, is said to be of the nature of passion. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Very nice verse. We also have Rupa Mataji joining us on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. So, what is this Rajasic Sukha? Let us understand. So, now Rajasic happiness is it first thing is comes in contact with the sense objects. Sattvic Sukha, there is no contact between sense and the sense objects. There is no indulgence. But in Rajasic Sukha, the sense and the sense objects come together. Not just that, it is nectar in the beginning and poison in the end. Just the exactly fully opposite of what? Sattvic Sukha. So let us understand this now. What is happening with Rajasic Sukha? And most of the time, people are unsuccessful or they are unhappy because of this one reason of Rajasic Sukha. People are so attracted to all these pleasures of the senses that they become happy very temporarily and they invite a lot of misery in their life. This is how it is. Rajasic Sukha. So it is nectar in the beginning, but the end is very difficult. You know, this Rajasic Sukha may give you pleasure in the beginning, but at the end, it makes you feel guilty. You feel repentant because somewhere, oh, I have done wrong. It shouldn't have been there. I shouldn't have done that. So, this is the nature of Rajasic Sukha. You know, there is an experiment you can actually look it in the YouTube or read on Google. Marshmallow experiment. It is basically about delayed gratification. You know, when they have done experiment with the small kids, small children, what is that? They give them nice marshmallow. Marshmallow is a nice sweet. It's a sweet dish. So they keep the marshmallows on the table and the child is there inside and the child is told in the room, it is told that you are all alone now, the marshmallows are there now. If you want to eat it, you can eat it, but if you don't eat the marshmallow now for the next 1 hour, you will get twice the marshmallow that is there on your table. That is the experiment. So they keep the marshmallows, keep the child inside, and they go out. So all those kids who actually controlled themselves, did not eat the marshmallow, waited for 1 hour, right? And then later on, they got the reward also of the next having two marshmallows. And such people who could control, the children who could control not eating the marshmallows, became very successful in their life in the future. And those children who actually they didn't bother, you know, those children who just took the marshmallow and ate it, they could not make it or become very successful in their life. This is a study actually done, marshmallow experiment. So the point is, even materially, it is proven that those who actually indulge in sensual pleasures instantly for limited sense gratification, which gives you instant pleasure, they actually cannot go for higher happiness. They cannot become happy or successful in their life. Just see, this is a psychological study that is being done. That's exactly what Krishna is saying here. Rajasic Sukha. In our Bhagavad Gita terms, if you want to say what is marshmallow, explain marshmallow, that is this verse, Rajasic Sukha. Means it is very clearly stated that all these people, anybody, when we look for temporary happiness, in long term, it is only going to give you problem. So Shankaracharya very nicely has said in one of the words, he talks that what happens if we indulge in such Rajasic Sukha? What happens is, first thing is your bala will reduce. Bala means what? Your bodily strength will reduce. Then virya. Virya is mental strength. Your mental strength also will reduce. Rupa. Rupa means form, beauty. You lose your glow on the face when you indulge in sensual pleasures. So, bala, virya, rupa, gone. Then prajna. Prajna means what? You cannot understand subtle knowledge. See, prajna means what? There are gross knowledge, physics, chemistry, biology, these are all gross knowledge. But there is subtle knowledge of spirituality, understanding the mind, how the mind works, and what is Atma. These are all spirituality means subtle knowledge. Subtle knowledge, prajna is not there. They don't, because you're so indulged in gross things, right? When you are indulged in so gross material things, sensual level, you cannot understand what is at the subtle level, right? So prajna is gone. Then medha means weak memory you will have. So in Kali Yuga, people have very less memory. They forget. Why? Because they are so indulgent. So they lose their memory. Dhana means what? They lose wealth also. Because for sensual pleasure, it doesn't come free of cost. You need to pay. You have to pay money. You have to shell out your money to enjoy the senses. So you will lose money also, right? Then utsaha is lost. That you know source of inspiration is lost. You are miserable. Why? Because you are alone. Why you are alone? People are there around you, but they cannot give you happiness. That's why you're alone. You become dependent on them. That means what? When you become dependent for others, although you have so many people around you, but you're dependent on them for your happiness, you're still alone. When you're not alone, you're not alone when you are connected to Krishna, Paramatma within heart. When you are deriving happiness from within, when you're not dependent on anybody else, that is when you're truly alone. That means you're not alone basically. Alone means what? Although a lot of people are there, many people are there, and they're not able to give you happiness, you're still alone. But when you are receiving happiness from within, from Paramatma Krishna, then where is the question of loneliness? People are dying today because of loneliness in so many big countries. Why? They have everything. They have money. They have all the pleasures that they want, but they are still feeling lonely. They commit suicide, right? So utsaha is not there. There's no inspiration to do anything. Pariname visham. This is what is happening. Pariname what? No sukham. In Sattvic Sukha, what is happening? Pariname Sukham is there, happiness is there. But here, Pariname Visham, poison. It is very dangerous. We take it very lightly. But big people, there are so many great personalities who have lost their name and fame because of this Rajasic Sukha. They have fallen from grace because of this Rajasic Sukha. Right? So many great people, they became so indulgent in eating, uncontrolled, big celebrities. They become once they became old, they ate so much, they became overweight and they lost life. And big the you must be aware of Tiger Woods, great golf player, world number one. But because of some extramarital thing, he got caught. Whole life gone, career gone, all endorsements gone, all money gone, right? What happened to Bill Clinton, president of United Nations? So why? What is happening? Why they are in a problem? Because of this Rajasic Sukha, right? So we lose our bodily strength, we lose our virya, rupa, prajna, medha, dhana, utsaha. Everything is lost because of this Rajasic Sukha. So Sattvic Sukha is giving you permanent bliss. Here Rajasic Sukha is taking away all that permanent bliss. Only temporary pleasures. So we should be intelligent. Right? Devotees means intelligent. So we should not fall for all these little pleasures. We should look for something higher. This should be our goal. Good. Right? So this is about Rajasic Sukha. So Vinodji, unmute yourself. Let's chant now the next one. What is the next one? Okay. Verse number 39. Yadagre chanubande cha
यदग्रे चानुबन्धे च
sukam mohanamatmanaha
सुखं मोहनम् आत्मनः
निद्रालस्य प्रमादोत्तम
निद्रालस्य प्रमादोतम्
तत्तामसम् उदारतम्.
तत्ता तामसम उदारतम.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
And, and that happiness which is blind to self realization, which is delusion from beginning to end, and which arises from sleep, laziness, and illusion, is said to be of the nature of ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So, this is tamasic. What is a tamasic? He is Sukham Mohanam Atmanam. He is very happy, but he doesn't know why is he happy. Totally confused. His sources of happiness are so miserable. He doesn't even know where he is going wrong. Tamasic Sukha is very dangerous. Absolutely no understanding. So tamasic sukha means in the beginning and in the end it is sukha. But where is that sukha coming from? He has no clarity. So for tamasic fellow, no, in the beginning also it is sukha, it is end also sukha. You must be wondering, isn't it good? Prabhuji, so nice, no? He's so happy in the beginning also, in the end also. Wonderful, no problem. All the time happy. Tamasic fellow is more happy all the time. It looks very good, very nice, isn't it? Actually, but what Krishna is saying here, his happiness is coming from moha, illusion. Why? She has no understanding. What is right? What is wrong? Actually, no clarity only. So that's why because there is no clarity, he wants to enjoy. But where he will enjoy? He will enjoy in sleep. Now, many people know they enjoy sleep. Sleeping from day to night. They enjoy sleeping because they want to extend their sukha. Many people have this habit. Sleeping gives them pleasure. They just want to lie down. Some sort of sukha is there for them. They cannot really be very active. Why? Because the tamoguna is so overpowering. They are so confused in their mind. There is no clarity. Their whole life goes in sleeping. Real way of joy means just go and sleep. Nidralasya. So when he knows that, oh, this is what is giving sleep is giving me happiness, so what he will do, he will squeeze maximum out of it. Maximum nidra sukha. Nidra sukha means he will enjoy sleeping all the time. Nidra is there. Many people, just they lie down on the bed and they immediately get sleep. So many people have insomnia, they don't get proper sleep. But tamasic people, nicely they will get happiness out of sleep. Just see, very powerful, huh? Some people can sleep very easily. Aram se they will sleep. So nidra alasya. Alasya means what? Laziness. And there is some sort of joy in laziness, in procrastination. They enjoy. Why to do? Yeah? They don't want to take action, responsibility, nothing like that. There's no responsibility. No work. They don't like to work. Tamasic people. Chill out. They say, right, in modern times. Chill. Be chill. Hey, chill. Be cool. They say. Chill out. Chill out means what? You go and sleep. Be lazy. Minimum work, maximum wage. This is Tamasic fellow. He wants to work very little, but he wants to get most out of it. That is how they search for jobs also like that. Where there is minimum work, they give big, big fat salaries. This is what is happening. And today, with all this work from home concept, yeah, people will be enjoying at home. Work, they'll just be online. They don't work. Nobody likes to work actually. Very difficult, right? But you see, when they want to avoid, Mother Nature also is very intelligent. She also has designed everything in so nicely that she, will be forced to work. And Mother Nature, no, Prakriti, has kept two instinct within us. And you have to work for these two instincts. Anyone, any guesses? What are these two instincts? Mother Nature has given two instinct within us, kept two instincts within us. And you have to work. Whether you are sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic, what are these two instincts within us? Any guesses? Anybody? You want to guess? With this instincts, you will become really lazy. But Mother Nature is very intelligent. He knows such people will be there who will only like to sleep and take rest and be lazy. But she has kept two instincts within us, which will make us work. What is that? Any guesses? It can be wrong also, no problem. They have any idea? Any guess? Divik, you want to guess anything? Hina Mataji, Achyutanji. Two instinct within us. Nobody, whoever it is. Any guesses? Which forces you to work. Two instincts Mother Nature has given it, which forces us to work.
Fear.
Fear is an instinct. Yes, it is an instinct, but you may not actually, it is not a motivation to work. Even if there is no fear, you can survive. But there are two things without which you cannot survive. It is a question of survival. Very simple. Two things.
The air that we breathe, is that what you mean? Or
No,
the emotion?
no, it's an instinct. There is a need. Those two needs have to be there. We know it, actually, we all know it. Just that, I'm trying to trigger something, some activating.
Love and being protected or being wanted.
Two instincts. Is that what motivates us? Will that take away our laziness and sleep? Many people, they may be loving, nice, but they will sleep. Anyway, I'm loved, Prabhu. Why should I? I've been loved by people. I love people also, but I will sleep. Nidra is there, alasya is there. Because people are loving me, I'll become Nidra. I'll nicely sleep and I will be lazy. Two things which will not make you remain. Here in YouTube, here we see Lakshmi Mataji saying hunger and thirst. These two instinct within us. Mother Nature has put it within all of us. She will ensure that we all work. Hunger and thirst. These two instincts, no matter who we are, Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic, they will make us work. You cannot be lazy also. You cannot say that I'll sleep, Prabhuji. All the 24 bar 7 I'll sleep. No. When you feel hungry, you have to get up. You have to work. You have to go. At least order. Get from Swiggy, Zomato, wherever. But you have to work. For hunger and thirst, you cannot remain that everything will just fall in your place. No. It will not come to you. You have to work for it. For hunger and thirst, these two things she has kept in so nice way that we work and there is no laziness for these two. So somewhere some work has to be done. So and such tamasic people, because they are so lazy, always sleeping, they need one Rajasic fellow on top. Rajasic fellow means what? Action. He wants to take everything in control. So Tamasic fellow can actually, when a person is too lazy and hungry, lazy and sleepy, then Mother Nature will have in arrangement in such a way that one Rajasic fellow become his boss. And this Rajasic fellow always wants results. The boss always will push this lazy fellow to work. That is one more thing. One is hunger and thirst. Other thing is he will have a very Rajasic boss who will make him work. So Mother Nature will balance like that. Getting the point? So we cannot escape from work basically, even if you're tamasic. We cannot simply sleep. Hmm? So then there is pramada. Pramada means, see, laziness, alasya is what? Laziness at the physical level, bodily level. That is alasya. Pramada means laziness at the mind level. Confused you are. No thinking ability. Basically, pramada means carelessness. Carelessness coming from inattention. Inattention means, see, paying attention requires some sort of energy, right? You cannot, now you're listening to the class. There might be distractions, but you're paying attention. Now, this paying attention is a strain on mind. Listening, especially online, is very difficult. It is a strain on the mind. You need to listen carefully with all the distraction that is happening around you. It is giving that attention. Attention is the resource that you have. Giving that resource is not so easy, right? Pramada, when a person is tamasic, he cannot give this attention. He will say, Prabhuji, oh my God, it's such a pain. Sunday morning listening to Bhagavad Gita class, I'll better sleep. Why should I strain my mind? Why that happens like that? Why is he doing like that or saying like that? Because pramada, weakness of the mind, laziness of the mind. But you're all not lazy, you see. Sunday morning you're waking up and listening to Bhagavad Gita class with full attention, that too online. That means what? Lesser and lesser pramada. Pramada is almost gone now, last 3, 4 years, isn't it? So good. So there is no laziness of the mind. You should be happy for that. So you can give a big round of applause to yourself and pat on your back that yes, last so many years, 3, 4 years, I've been listening to Bhagavad Gita early morning on a Sunday. So great. At least I'm not pramada. So there is no laziness of the mind. So good. Hats off to all of you. I appreciate all of you that you're at least not having this laziness of the mind. Okay. So such a person, Tamasic fellow, he cannot attend anything. He never attends anything in life. So, but he'll still be happy, sleeping and being lazy. So that is why it is called illusion, pramada. Okay, Divik, unmute yourself. Let's go to the next verse now. Now, another thing is it possible to have 100% sattvic sukha? All the time sattvic sukha, Prabhu? Krishna is asking. I mean, that question might come, so Krishna is going to answer that now. Okay, so let us go to the 40th verse. So let me display it on the screen. Yeah. न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा
न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा
दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः
दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः
सत्त्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तम्
सत्त्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं
यत्तेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः.
यदेभिः सत्त्वैर्गुणैः
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
there is no being existing either here or among the demigods in the higher planetary systems which is freed from these three modes born of material nature. Hare
Ah,
Krishna.
so wonderful. So, if anybody asks you a question that, oh, I can be 100% sattvic sukha, I can get all the time, Krishna is saying there is no such being existing in this whole of universe, whether devatas or lower planetary systems, such a person is not existing. We are always affected by these three modes. Please understand. Only when we get out of these material universe, go to the spiritual world, that is when we can experience complete 100% sukha. Here there is no 100% sukha. Please do not expect it. Krishna is very clearly saying it is impossible. Such a person does not exist in this universe. 100% sukha, not possible. Always there is a mixture of these three gunas. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas is always there, mixed. As long as you are there in this material world, it is mixed. Please understand. Just like this body, it cannot be made 100% healthy. Is there anybody who can say that my body is 100% healthy? No. You will have some eye problem, ear problem, tongue problem, skin problem, what not, some other problem will be there. 100% healthy we cannot. Some other thing will be there. At moment we are born, there will be some defects, less or more, but it will be there, right? Mind also cannot be 100% pure in this material world. We cannot say that 100% purity of mind. No, 100%, that expectation is only wrong. We can try to make it as pure as possible. We can strive for perfection, but 100% perfect or pure mind is not possible. So please understand the final stage, 100% purity, is not possible. But surrender to Krishna is not dependent on 100% purity. Please understand. You're getting the point. No, Prabhuji, only when my mind is pure 100%, then I will surrender to Krishna. No, not required. Krishna is ready to accept. The final stage is not 100% purity for us. Our final stage is not that my mind should be pure 100%. No, that is not our final goal. Our final goal is I want to surrender to Krishna. That is our final goal. Otherwise, some people will become so excited. Yes, Prabhuji, now I'll go do yoga, I'll do pranayama, and then I'll become pure in mind 100%. Don't do all that. No need. No need in the sense we should strive, but you cannot have that as ultimate goal. Ultimate goal is to surrender to Krishna. When you surrender to Krishna more and more and more, these things will happen automatically. It's a byproduct, right? So now this is what we have spoken about happiness. Krishna has spoken about sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic happiness. Sattvic, poison in the beginning, happiness, nectar in the end. Rajasic, it is nectar in the beginning, poison in the end. And tamasic fellow, happiness is what? It is sukham in the beginning and sukham in the end. But this sukha is not actual sukha because he is illusioned. Correct? So there is no question of 100% happiness. That is also Krishna telling. You don't expect 100% happiness here. So now Krishna is going to take up the next topic. We will discuss that also quickly. The three words in the three verses. That is, Krishna is talking about the duty of a person in the society, and that duty based on this sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. Okay. So let us understand that now. Dev, unmute yourself. Let's chant the 41st verse. Let us understand how Krishna is categorizing this people. Okay. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham
ब्राह्मणा क्षत्रिया विशाम्
Udraणam cha Parantapa
शूद्राणां च परन्तप
Karmani Pravibhaktani
कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि
Svabhava Prabhavai Gunahi.
स्वभावप्रभवैर्गुणैः
Please read the translation.
Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras are distinguished by the qualities born of their own nature in accordance with the material modes. O chastiser of the enemy. Hare Krishna.
Let's also chant the next verse. Okay, before we chant the next verse, I'll quickly explain. See, what is happening is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Okay, we know this very clearly. Now, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra are distinguished how? Based on these qualities. Please understand this. Based on their gunas, natures. And guna means what? The three modes of material nature. What is Brahmana then? A Brahmana is actually, this is a very sensitive topic. People criticize Indians for what? Caste systems. Oh, there is caste system in India. There is constantly discrimination in India. And today's politics, we know so much of politics happen based on this caste system. After 50 years of independence, also people are still more 75 years now actually. People still talk about caste and casteism, and they blame our culture. But what is this true thing about caste or this division that Krishna has spoken? It is guna. What is that guna? And has anyone even understood what is this guna? What is a Brahmana? Brahmana means more of sattvic, then rajasic, then less of tamasic. So Brahmana means SRT, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. More of sattvic person, a Brahmana. He's very self-illumined, knowledgeable person, Brahmana. Kshatriya means what? Rajasic, Sattvic, Tamasic. Rajoguna is more. Administration guy, no? His Rajoguna should be more. Then he's very Sattvic person also. Then Tamoguna is less. Vaishya. Vaishya is Rajasic. He wants more and more money. Then he's Tamasic. Then Sattvic, little bit Sattvic. So RTS, Rajasic, Tamasic, and Sattvic. Shudra. Shudra is tamasic, more of tamoguna, then rajoguna, then sattoguna, TRS. So Brahmana is SRT, Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. Kshatriya is RST, Rajasic, Sattvic, Tamasic. Vaishya is RTS, Rajasic, Tamasic, Sattvic. And Shudra is TRS, Tamasic, Rajasic, Sattvic. So this is how Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya are distinguished. Krishna is telling this is a distinguishing factor between Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishya, Shudra. Very, very important. Okay. So now let us understand what is this Brahmana, qualities of Brahmana. Quickly, Krishna is telling here. Let us understand that. Okay. Okay, so let us go to the next verse now. 42nd verse. These are the qualities of Brahmana. Let me display it here. शमोदमस्तपशौचम्
शमोदमस्तपः शौचम्
शान्तिरार्जवमेव च
क्षान्तिरार्जवम् एव च
ज्ञानं विज्ञानमास्तिक्यम्
ज्ञानं विज्ञानमास्तिक्यम्
ब्रह्मकर्म स्वभावजम्.
ब्रह्मकर्म स्वभावजम्.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
Peacefulness, self control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
See, very clear, no, very simple. Brahmana means these are already in detail we have discussed before also. Peacefulness. Brahmana means he will not create unnecessary problem. Very cool person. Cool in the sense not lazy. Huh? Cool person means he is very peaceful. Never takes anything personally. Very happy person. Self control because he's sattvic in nature. Sattvic nature means what? Self control. He's not alasi also. There is no indulgence. Very simple life. Austerity. Always Ekadashi he'll follow. He'll fast on regular festivals. Right? He'll do austerity. Whatever is required, he'll go to the temple. He'll read the scriptures. Austerity is there. Purity. Purity at the bodily level and mind level. There are many Brahmanas, they take bath thrice a day. Brahmanas, very pure by body and mind also. They constantly chant the mantras. They constantly keep themselves very clean, neat. That is how it is. Tolerance. They are not agitated by people's insults or criticism. No, they tolerate everything. Yo, it is too hot now, summer season. No, they tolerate. Honesty, they keep everything very simple, straightforward. Honesty. Knowledge, because they are reading scriptures. Wisdom and religiousness. Why wisdom? Because they are practically applying whatever they get knowledge, they apply it. That's why wisdom is there. And because that wisdom is there, they can guide people very well. They can become very good mentors. They can become very good guides, counselors. Brahmana people, right? Because they have realization. And religiousness, because they are sattvic in nature, they believe in God, or they at least follow the scriptures. So that's why religiousness is there. So these are the natural qualities of a Brahmana. These are very straightforward and understandable, right? So, Achyutanji, unmute yourself. Let's chant the next words. What are the qualities of a Kshatriya? Now, you please see, whenever these qualities are explained, you see what qualities you have. In fact, you can list out the things that you have in you. So that will make you and determine your personality. You can define your personality by understanding these qualities. So, today, now, Kshatriya, what is that? Shauryam tejo dhrirdaksham
शौर्यं तेजो धृतिर्दाक्ष्यं
युद्धे चापि अपलायनम्
युद्धे चापि अपलायनम्
दानम् ईश्वरभावश्च
दानम् ईश्वरभावश्च
शास्त्रम् कर्म स्वभावजम्.
क्षात्रं कर्म स्वभावजम्.
Wonderful. So, what is now the quality, please?
Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriya race.
Yes. So, very powerful this person is. Shatram, he has that heroism. Heroism means what? Shauryam. Shauryam means he is always ready to protect. Kshatriya, Shatrayate iti Kshatriya. Brahmajanati iti Brahmanaha. Right? One who knows the Brahman, he is a Brahmana. Shaurya, Kshatriya means what? Shatrayate iti. One who takes away others' pain is Kshatriya. Kshatriya is not simply for fighting. He fights for what? Kshatriya means he fights to protect others. That's why he fights. to give protection. That's why Shatrayate, one who gives protection, one who takes away others' pain is Kshatriya. Right? We should have administrators, not only those who are standing on the battlefield with gun and the weapons. No, they are Kshatriyas, of course, but even people when they have this mentality to protect others, to safeguard others, they are Kshatriyas. They are great leaders. Shauryam, then Tejo, they're very effulgent in nature, very powerful. They are extremely powerful. Teja means that, you can see that strong Tejas in them. You can see that aura in them. Very powerful personalities. Determination. Dhriti means determination. Very strong. When they take up something, they'll finish it. They will not keep it on hold. Anything that they take up, they will finish. Determination. Kshatriyas are like that. Resourcefulness. They know how to get things done. Many people, there might be a lot of resources, but they don't know how to utilize them. But Kshatriya, he knows, to become a prime minister, a person should be a Kshatriya. Without the nature of Kshatriya, one should not actually become the leader of the nation. See, because nation means what? Full of resources. There are different varieties of resources. There is a human resource, there is a mineral resource, there is water resource. So many varieties of resources are there. An intelligent person on the top should know how to actually use all these resources very powerfully. That is a leader, right? Only when you know how to use all these resources properly, then there is some positive thing that comes up. The whole nation develops. The development happens because you know what are your resources. A Kshatriya knows that. So we should actually, that's why when you have this knowledge of about a Kshatriya, next time when you go to vote to anyone, we should have this knowledge. See, a person becoming a minister should be a Kshatriya. Any minister, he should be a Kshatriya and have these qualities. And if you have seen such qualities, then you can cast your vote to that person. This is how we should educate people. You cast vote to that such a person who has these qualities because such a person will actually bring in development, which we are looking for. Ultimately, what? We are looking for development, right? We want to develop ourselves, a community, as a nation. And we have a person who has this kind of knowledge, and this because this is not monarchy now, it is a democratic nation. We have to all be dependent on anybody leader means we have to choose a leader. Monarchy is not like that. Monarchy means by qualities are identified. Brahmanas are their top people. They will identify a right king and they will install a king. But that system is gone today. Because it's a democratic knowledge, at least people who go for vote, I cannot become a leader, but I can at least have the knowledge to choose the right leader. That much should be there. Right? So resourcefulness, he has courage in battle. Courage in battle means he's not palayanam, he's apalayanam. He'll not run away from battle, he'll not run away. He will go and fight. He will not be discouraged by some small attacks. No, he is ready to fight. He will not run away from battle. He is not fearful of, you know, he just like what the people talk about this surgical strikes and all. No? Because we are attacked, we will not simply sit quiet. Earlier it was there. Our country had become handicapped because of weak leadership, right? But today it's not like that. Means what? We have the courage to go and fight in the battle. We'll go and we'll hit and come back, right? Why that is happening? Because the top leadership is like that. Courage, courage in battle is there. So today, even China also, which was earlier giving us so much problems, today they are thoughtful. They will not simply fight, right? Then generosity. Generosity means what? Whatever you have excess, you will give it. You will keep things properly. I'm talking in terms now, modern terms, the government, when they bring certain policies also, for poor people, there are many good things that has happened, right? There are so many wonderful schemes that have come for poor people. Why that is all coming? Because generosity. When a leader, he knows when there is something excess, he will take from there and he will apply to the poor people. So many wonderful schemes that the government has made today for the poor people. Free house, then there is electricity everywhere. There is free gas cylinder. All those things have come up, right? I'm telling, just not promoting anyone, but I'm just saying that these things are natural, automatic when a person has these qualities. These things will come up in the society when you have the right leader. Getting the point, you can see and correlate, right? See how Krishna is so wonderfully talking about a Kshatriya here. So when we choose a leader, basically we should have qualities of a Kshatriya in that person. We should see. And leadership. Leadership is means what? Ishvara Bhava. She is not like, okay, I am a normal personality. No. When he goes and meets people outside, he will go as a leader, representing such a big nation. Not an ordinary nation, right? We are one of the biggest nation in the world. So many, there are so many. I recent one video I was watching that how wherever Indians go, actually those nations they progress. Indians always, when they go somewhere, they make that country flourish better. We are always in that developmental nature is there in Indians. And when Indians are thrown away, there are countries which have actually, faced a big problems financially. I was just watching one video on YouTube. Actually, I saw that how Indians contribute so much to the development of nations. But when Indians come out of that nation, then there is a problem in that nation. They have lost big things. So like that, you can see. So we Indians have those qualities of leadership and giving to the external world, giving back to the society. It's very natural to us. It's ingrained in us. So we should have leaders like this. And courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are natural qualities for the Kshatriyas. So we can all cannot be Kshatriyas, but at least if we have this knowledge, we can choose the right Kshatriya. This is what we have to understand. So let's go to the next one. Okay. So Vinodji, please unmute yourself. Let's chant the next verse. 44th verse. कृषिगोरस्य वाणिज्यम्
कृष्ण गोरक्ष वाजिज्ञम
वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजम्
वैश्यकर्मा स्वभावजम
परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म
परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म
शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजम्.
शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजम.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
Farming, cow protection, and business are the natural work for the Vaishyas, and for the Sudras there are labor and service to others. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you. So, this is another very important thing about Kshatriya, Vaishyas and Shudras. Krishna is talking that Vaishyas' primary business is what? Krishi Goraksha Vanijam. Krishi means what? Farming. Goraksha, cow protection. Vanijam means business. See, Vaishyas means they are business people basically. Krishi Goraksha is the primary thing. Farming. See, without farmers, what can we do? Our whole food, everything comes from the farmers. So food is such an important thing. Who is taking care of that? One, the farmers are taking care. Vaishyas are they taking care. Goraksha, cow protection is one of the primary business of these people, of business people. They have to do this. It's very important. And of course, Kshatriyas also, Brahmanas also. But the primary business of these Vaishyas is Krishi and Goraksha, farming and Goraksha. And business, there are varieties of business. They are very experts and they will do business as per Dharma. They will not simply exploit people, but they will do things nicely in a dharmic way, business, and then they will be very happy. So Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. It's very natural. For a Brahmana, if they have to go and trade, just not possible. It is not possible. Only a person, Rajasic person, because what is Vaishya? Vaishya means RTS, Rajasic, Tamasic, Sattvic. So you need to have Rajoguna because going from one country to another country for trading, negotiating skills, there is a lot of discussion that happens, right, in businesses. So all that is possible only when you have Rajoguna and Goraksha and Krishi farming. All these are the classes who Vaishya class people do this. business. Basically, they're expert businessmen. Then Shudras are all paricharyatmakam karma. What are Shudras? Shudras are those people who follow the top three classes, the above three classes. Shudra will follow what the Brahmana is saying, the Kshatriya is saying, and the Vaishyas are saying. They are very simple. They don't do anything on their own. They are dependent for higher orders, on higher orders. Whatever they have been told, Parisharyayam. Their swabhav is like that. Some people cannot do anything on their own. They have to be told, you do this, you do that. And that is how their nature is. And they're happy that way. Right? For example, in a construction work there is so much of uh, planning that is required. Their planning means think tanks. Basically there is thinking involved. That is a brahmana work. Thinking, designing, that's all brahmana work. Then on the ground executing that plan, building that big structure, is Rajoguna, right? The construction worker who is actually doing that, the contractor. He is a Kshatriya guy, administrator basically. He will ensure that the resources are coming together and the building is built. That is a Kshatriya nature. And then what is the Vaishya doing? Vaishya is basically doing business. He will transact. Okay, this material, that material, he will give at a better price, bring all the resources that is required. Business basically, getting the wonderful materials. All those things are done by the Vaishya. Shudra is what? Ground level, he's been told, you just do this, build this wall, put this pipe here, mix this much water, cement, and everything together. So that is how the whole structure will come together when all these four people are involved. If you say only I want a Brahmana architect who will design on the paper, just by designing on the paper, will the building will be ready? No. Society cannot run simply by Brahmanas. Societies cannot be run only by Kshatriyas, not only by Vaishyas, not only by Shudras. In society, Krishna has made all these four categories everywhere so that people and the society will run smoothly, it will function smoothly. Getting the point? And this Brahmana Kshatriya Vaishya Shudra is not an Indian thing. You should always see such people are existing everywhere in the whole world. Brahmanas are there, Kshatriyas are there, Vaishyas are there, Shudras are there across the world. It is not an Indian thing. This caste system based on gunas is a universal thing. It is not an Indian caste system, it is a universal caste system that Krishna is talking about. Right? So, uh, see, basically, karma wise, uh, all are supposed to work, right? Everybody is supposed to. So there is no equality. Please understand, from karma aspect, there is no equality here. There are all different people. They work differently, right? And guna wise also there is no equality because the Brahmana's purity of mind is much more than others, right? Sattva means what? Purity. Rajoguna means what? Action. Tamoguna means what? Inaction, right? So Brahmana is very superior when it comes to guna. When it comes to guna, there is differentiation because Brahmana is more superior because it's sattva, then Kshatriya, then Vaishya, then Shudra. But karma wise, we are not we are not actually differentiating people based on that. By jati also we are not differentiating. Jati means by birth. By birth, all are equal. By birth, a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, all are equal only by birth. What makes a person Brahmana is the knowledge. Kshatriya, based on knowledge. Vaishya, based on knowledge. Shudra, based on knowledge. Guna, basically. Getting the point? Guna karma vibhaga, I said. Not by jati. By birth, nobody becomes Brahmana or Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Right? Then, what is the purpose of this caste system? That we will discuss in the next session. So, today we have extended our session a little bit more, but today we have discussed what are the three types of happiness and three types of, or basically, how the society is formed. The society is formed by four types of people: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and we understood how these Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra is actually classified based on Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Okay, so more details we will discuss in the next session. Any doubts, any clarity, anything that you want to ask, you can feel free to ask.
Really.
Yes, Achyutanji.
So we spoke about these four varnas, four class of people. But are we actually talking in terms of their actual varna or the kind of nature they have when they come to their when it applies to their work and how they approach life?
Yes, actually, what happens is, see, when we are all born with certain qualities, and those qualities are called Atmaja. When we are born, a child is born, it gets something from the father. It's called Pitraja, some qualities, and Matraja, some qualities from the mother. So when a child is born with certain physical qualities, mental qualities, coming from the mother, coming from the father. But the soul, when it comes in the mother's womb, it comes with certain own qualities called Atmaja, its own qualities, certain very natural default programs a child has. Okay, it will naturally act in a certain way. So now what happens is, in the Vedic times, when the child is born, grown to 5 years or 7 years, then they are sent to the Gurukul. What happens in the Gurukul? The Guru will identify where the child will fit, whether it's a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra. Now, for that, there are tests. The Guru will test it by giving different activities. So, intellectual activities, action, very powerful, physical activities, then different walk shakti, there are different ways whether this child is very expert in talking, whether expert in doing action, whether in planning, or he will simply follow. So, the guru's duty is what? To identify these qualities. So when the guru identifies these qualities, then he will categorize and he will make that person expert in that specific field only. You're a Brahmana, yes, you will go Patana Patana, Yajana Yajana. You go read scriptures and become expert because his quality is identified. Similarly, Kshatriya, he likes to fight, shoot arrows, and all those things. Okay, go become a Kshatriya. Vaishya, very good and expert in business and all of those negotiating skills, become a businessman. Shudra, he's just simple fellow. He'll follow. He cannot do anything on his own. He has to be told to do what to do. Then he'll be a Shudra. So in Gurukul system, the Guru will actually identify these default programs of every individual and assign a task to them and align him into that particular thing. So then what happens? He will thrive in his life. Why he will thrive? Because his action is aligned to his nature. Now, what is happening? We all have common entrance exam, and people, whether he's a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, that education is totally messed up. If you're asking elephant to climb the tree or the fish to climb the tree, it will fail. You cannot have common entrance exam. You ask a monkey, it will immediately climb the tree. So today, with all this modern education system, it's a messed up thing. Elephant has its own nature. It will uproot the whole tree because the strength is different. A fish has strength in the water, not on the floor or not on the tree, right? So each one of us have different gunas. So that guna identification happens in the Gurukul system. So now what is happening? And it is not by jati, by the way. Now there can be a Brahmana born in a Shudra family, like Vidura. You see, Vidura is born of a Shudrani, but he's a Brahmana, he's a minister. Parashurama is actually born in a Brahmana family, but he acted like a Kshatriya. Vishwamitra, born in a Kshatriya family, but he became a Brahmana. So it is not based on jati at all, not by birth. So what it is based on? The gunas. What default programs I have. That is what has to be identified. Very important. So when we have that identification done properly at the very initial stage, and you align that person in that way, what will happen? Just imagine the society. If every child is properly doing what he's supposed to do as per his natural inclination, the whole society will thrive. Today, there will be no confusion in the society. It will become a very vibrant society. Getting the point? And all this will begin at a uh, education level. Education system has to change. Then the society will improve. So that's why Krishna is identifying and giving us these qualities, making us understand. You see, you identify. So now what is happening? Because there is no Gurukul system, then that is where the devotees come in picture. Many times I have seen youngsters, they are so confused. Teenagers, they are very unclear about their, uncertain about their careers, what to do, what not to do, because there is a conflict. The society is telling them to do something, the parents are telling them to do something, but their nature is something very different. So when there is a conflict between your thought and your action, then how can you be happy? And if you're not happy, how can the society be happy? You cannot get the best out of the society when the society is confused. The people in the society are confused. So, at a very broader picture, I'm talking at a very macro level, right? At a micro level, there are many more details involved. But at a macro level, it is not based on birth, it is purely based on one's guna. You are defined as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra. It is not by birth at all. Now, as a born this thing, I am born Kshatriya in a Kshatriya family, but I cannot really do leadership qualities. All those things are there. I'm not saying that is not there, but at the same time, I cannot fully act like a Kshatriya because more activity happening at intellectual level. So you should align yourself that way. Then you are happy. Otherwise, it's a conflict. Hope I answered your question.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, make lot of clarity, lot
Yes.
of clarity. Yes. Yes.
So I think that the main root cause is our education system, and if we attack that, and if we change and improvise that, then nobody can beat us.
Yeah,
Nobody can beat
even our society also looks at things this way. I mean, they also have a very different way of looking at these four things. I mean, what we are talking about. I mean, what you gave
us.
us so much clarity, but I mean, when you say you are born into a family, you automatically are treated like that. That is how it happens here.
Yes. Now what is happening? It is rubber stamps based on jati. Oh, you are born in this family, this caste, subcaste. I don't know. Oh, many differentiations are there. So lot of things are based on the jati, which is absolutely not what Krishna is talking. Krishna is talking at the next level. This Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra are there in America also, in Australia also, in Africa also, in Russia also. Everywhere you will find these people. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. That is the level at what Krishna is talking. He is not talking about these jatis. That is the difference.
Thank you, Gita. Thank you, Hari.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So wonderful, very nice. And next Saturday, we will all meet in Mumbai. So all excited to meet all of you. So if there is anything that you want to ask, please you can feel. Yes, Divik, you wanted to ask something? Yes, Divik, you wanted to ask something?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right then. So please take care, all of you, and we'll see you soon. Meet you soon. Please take care. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hari.
Hare Krishna.